Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another guide, folks. In this video I'm going to show you how to tame a Rex in Ark Survival Ascended. Now for this I'm going to show you two traps, one cheaper than the other, and I'm going to show you how to build them and use them, as well as everything else that you'll need to know about taming a Rex. Now a Rex is a knockout tame and you will need a saddle to ride it. You can unlock the saddle at level 74, and these are the resources you'll need. So you'll need 200 fiber, 50 metal ingot, and hide as well to craft it. You can craft it in a smithy. Of course, you can also find saddles like this in drops, so definitely worth picking them up if you can. Now, in terms of food, it does like the exceptional kibble right here, as you can see. Now, of course, you can also tame it with the raw mutton, as well as raw prime meat and meat. Now, I personally recommend using the kibble or the raw mutton for high level tames, just to get that extra taming effectiveness. Now for the trap, we're going to be using some pillars, and we're going to use the quarter walls as well. So let's build the simple trap first. This is the most cost effective. So we'll want to find a fairly straight spot to build it on. We'll place a pillar in the center, and then we want to do the horizontal pillars, so we will rotate to that. And so what we're going to do is like so. We can see this, and then another one on the other side, and we'll place it down. And then we want the vertical pillars again, and we'll place these on either side of the horizontal pillars that we've just placed down, so something like this. Now of course you can remove the pillars that we don't need anymore, so we'll remove the horizontal pillars, and we will work didn't mean to remove that one, actually. Hold on a second, let me just correct that mistake. Mistakes do happen, I guess. So keep this one in the center because we still need it. All right, so we'll have 3 pillars in a line, as you can see right here. Now I'm going to do this on the Argentavis so you guys can see exactly what is happening. I'm trying to give you guys the best possible view. And so again, we will want the horizontal pillars once more, and we'll do this the opposite way that we did it before. So basically like a little plus symbol, and on either side once again we will place the vertical pillars. So I'm just going to reposition here so you guys can see what's happening. I'll do that, and then that. So basically we now have total of 5 pillars that are vertical. We'll remove the horizontal pillars, we don't need them anymore. And we'll move the one in the center as well. So technically we will have 4 pillars that look like this. Now we need to decide where we're going to kite the Rex from. So I'm going to kite it from my right, which means that the pillars on the left will be too tall. I was just looking at the Argentavis. It just seems to be chilling there on the rock, which I found it quite funny, in my mind at least. So let's do that right here. And there we go. We're going to use some quarter walls. We'll place them on the inside like this, and that is it. That is pretty much the trap. We're going to kite it from this direction where I am right now, and so the Rex should walk over the short pillars and then get itself stuck in the center, and from there on we can knock it out. So with the trap set, it's time to aggro the Rex and pull it into the trap. Again, as I said, we're going to use the short pillars to pull it in. Now with the changes in AI, the Rex may occasionally lose aggro as it did there. We just re-aggro it and keep trying until we get it done. The best way I find to do this is to kind of just hover above the trap, let the Rex get a bite on you and just move forward. One of the things I've seen with the AI is once it hits the trap, it does want to turn back. So let's keep this going like this. We'll wait here for a bit. It'll walk in. It's now stuck. So you don't want to rush this process. It may take a couple of attempts before it does get in. Just have a bit of patience, but it does work pretty darn good. As you can see, the Rex is now stuck in there. And I normally like to double check just to make sure it's not snagged on some sort of invisible part of the environment. I'll have my Argent on passive, and it's time to knock it out and tame it. So from here on, it's just like any other knockout tame. Once it's down, it's up to you whether you put the food in it straight away or wait for it to starve before you feed it. I recommend starving it before you feed it. That way you don't lose food on something that may potentially be hit by another creature and lose taming effectiveness on it. With that said, I'm going to show you a second trap that works just as good. This is a bit more expensive, and for this you will want to use stone structures, as Rexes cannot damage stone structures. You can try doing it with wooden structures, but you will have to be mighty quick, as the Rexes will be able to damage wooden structures. Now for the next trap, we're going to start with a 2x2 foundation on one, and we're going to put a dinosaur gateway, so a stone dinosaur gateway, and all around we're going to go with 2 walls high, so we're going to enclose the rest of it. So this is what I like to call a pitfall trap. Basically, we'll kite the Rex into this little box where it's going to get itself stuck, and then we knock it out. With this, the Rex does have a bit more protection once it's been knocked out. It does require a bit more space and a few more resources to do, but it does work just as fine. Actually, Rexes seem to prefer this type of trap a bit better, and I'll show you exactly how to use this as well. So let's close it all up. Next, we'll need some roofs right here. We'll use this so there can be roofs or ramps. So we'll start from the top. Again, we're going to kite the Rex from the same direction as the previous one. I'm going to go with the roofs all the way into the ground. It's difficult finding the snapping point sometimes, so we'll have to reposition it. And hopefully we get that snapping point that we want. So we'll just put another one into the ground. That should be enough for a Rex to walk into the trap. So once you've starved out your Rex, just put the kibble in its inventory, wait for the magic to happen, and you will have yourself a tamed Rex. Kibble does work quite nicely, and I do have enhanced taming speeds on my server for my own gameplay, as well as quickly illustrating guides like this. Once you are taming the Rex, or after it's been knocked out, if you want, you can remove the trap and have it all in your inventory and stuff, and ready to set up in another location should you choose to do so. The good thing about this first trap that I showed you is that it is fairly cost effective, and it is efficient as well. It just is a bit fiddly to get the Rex in it sometimes. So I'll just move this guy out the way, and here we are with another Rex. I'm just going to slowly fly up the ramp. I do want it to hit me. That way I will keep the Rex's attention, and just fly through the gate, wait for the Rex. Sometimes it may take a couple of attempts, but as you can see, they do fall into the pitfall trap quite nicely. Once it's in there, it's not going anywhere. And just as before, knock it out, feed it, and wait for it to tame. It's pretty much the exact same as the first Rex that I showed you. And that's pretty much it. That is how you tame a Rex. I've given you 2 traps to use at your disposal depending on what you want to use. One is more cost effective than the other, but they both work just as fine. Now personally, I found the pitfall trap to be a bit more effective with regards to taming the Rex, as in the AI does want to fall into it. It does follow you a lot better than with the first trap, but it's up to you which one you use. That is pretty much it for this video, folks. I do hope that you found it useful and informative. If you have, please don't forget to hit that like button, share, comment, and subscribe. And of course, as always, until next time, stay safe, folks.